Hey everybody, my name is Josh with the community team at TinyBuild, and I'm here to go over a few quick tips and tricks to get you started in the early access version of Cartel Tycoon. For this video, we're going to talk about the terror and loyalty mechanics. So you can see these two items represented by the bars in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. We're in the middle of a game here where we've acquired quite a bit of terror and have activated the first two attention stars from the authorities, but we also have a nice surplus of loyalty that we can spend to adjust that. So terror is generated anytime your cartel takes a hostile action. This could be, for example, if I were to take one of my lieutenants and attack an enemy gang's base, one of their aerodromes, or one of their facilities. That's going to generate terror while they're in combat. Additionally, if we were to use a hostile action like robbing a bank or assassinating one of our lieutenants, that too is going to generate terror. And the more terror you generate, the more attention the authorities are going to pay to your cartel. And that might manifest as a seaport being locked down for investigation, which is going to reduce your flow of dirty money, or they might even start confiscating all of the goods that come into that facility. Eventually, as you unlock more and more stars, it becomes increasingly more difficult to manage your cartel as your different export points get locked down, or locations that have a surplus of goods or money start to get actually seized by the authorities. You can see that I've actually encountered a little bit of that already. This warehouse down here was seized recently, and a lot of my function structures are actually disabled right now while I manage that problem. In order to counteract the effect of terror and keep your cartel running effectively, you can use loyalty to reduce the amount of terror that your cartel has generated. And to do that, you access one of the cities that you control and ask a favor of the mayor. So they'll have a quick dialogue section, and this will give you an opportunity to choose how you want to call in a favor. And in this case, we want to reduce the terror. When we call this in, he's going to warn us that what this is going to do is reduce your overall loyalty at the expense, reduce your overall terror at the expense of loyalty. So you'll note that it'll lessen the fear, but it'll also lose respect among the poor. So basically we're downplaying the significance of our cartel, drawing less attention from the authorities, but also reducing the loyalty of the folks in the region. So we're going to handle that just fine. And you'll note that our loyalty decreases down to the acceptance level, and our terror decreases alongside that. Now it's important to note that while we only decreased to this star, even if we were to decrease our terror level below this star, this attention star will remain active, meaning that we constantly have to deal with this threat until our capo eventually dies. Now, in order to generate loyalty, you can purchase a building within a city that generates loyalty. In this case, we could, for example, buy a church, and this will provide a small amount of loyalty on purchase, but then also we'll have an active action that we can use that will allow us to generate loyalty on demand. Usually those actions cost clean or legal money and have a really long cooldown time, so it's important to plan ahead about how you're going to use your loyalty. Another way to generate loyalty is to purchase items from one of the villages scattered throughout the map. So for example, we could capture this village and regularly be purchasing any of these goods, ranging from illicit drugs to more mundane things like coffee or vegetables, that will not only keep our cartel running smoothly, but will gradually increase our loyalty as we continue to buy products from that village. So it's important to try to maintain a nice surplus of loyalty so that when events occur that unexpectedly increase your terror, you have that surplus loyalty to spend and decrease it. Another good strategy is, as you see your terror approaching one of these attention stars, it can be really effective to stockpile a little bit of loyalty and spend it in order to decrease that before you continue more hostile actions. So for example, if I was still just a tab below the police attention star, but I had an objective to take over a nearby region, it might be a good idea to decrease my overall level of terror before I begin that campaign, because I don't want to increase these attention stars much further than they already are, or it's going to be bad news for Cesar here. We hope these tips will help you get started in the early access version of Cartel Tycoon. For additional tips, game updates, and more, be sure to follow us on social media, join the official Cartel Tycoon Discord, and subscribe to our channel on YouTube.